That's where the frustration's coming from. We're not getting any answers and our young are dying.
On the 22nd of July 2017, in Dalston, an area of Hackney in London, Rashan Charles, a 20-year-old black father, died after being lethally restrained by police. CCTV footage of the incident was leaked by friends of Rashan. The graphic clip shows him being chased by a police officer, tackled to the floor, and then pinned down by both the officer and a member of the public. The police said the officer was trying to remove a package in his throat, later found to be a paracetamol and caffeine mix. Rashan was the fourth young black man to die after police contact in the space of 2 months. All four, Edson DaCosta, Darren Cumberbatch, Shane Bryant and Rashan Charles, died following incidents of restraint. All four were young black men. Since the filming of this footage, another young black man has died after restraint by police, 19-year-old law student Nuno Cardozo.
You're a local, you live in Dalston?
Yes.
And you were just saying that it hurts you, what happened to Rashan?
Yeah, it hurt me seeing that boy, you know, the coppers strangling him and doing what they did. It broke my heart. I've got kids.
I still feel horrible about it because they can see that the police killed him in the shop.
Whatever had on him or not, they should have done that, the way they're pinning him down and everything. It was really, really bad.
A vigil was held at the police station, followed by a march to the place where Rashan was killed. Later on, after many people had gone home, protesters blockaded the road and there was some confrontation with police. Several days later, another protest took place, beginning with a smaller march around midday and again ending with the road being barricaded. This time there was greater police interaction and engagement, and the unrest was more heavily reported. While some saw the disorder as a legitimate outpouring of emotion, others criticised it as undue violence.
While some of these young people were out there, it was like, our friend has got killed by the police officer. The police officer allowed a member of the public to actually interfere with police matters and actually rested his knee on his back for a prolonged amount of time, right? And the young man passed away, Rash, and nobody said anything about it. And I heard the officer wasn't suspended. The guy that was in a shop with them, nothing happened to him.
I thought that was protocol. I thought if a police officer is involved with someone who has passed away, who has died, in their care, I thought it was an immediate suspension. But to hear that he wasn't even suspended, it's quite shocking.
We just expected to just accept it. And okay, yeah, no, it's all good.
I think the writing was disgusting. I think these young boys, they're very confused. They've obviously got a lot of anger towards the police, and what they did last week is their only means of being able to express it. They
wanted to say something, and I don't think they have the right words to say and how to say it. Some obviously may take the opportunity to use that to do something, to be part of something silly, which is not actually fighting the cause itself.
Childish, isn't it, almost?
A lot of them were probably under the age of 18.
Yeah, I mean, what else can they do?
What is the feeling in Dalston at the minute if you're a young black kid? Is there not a lot of support? Is there not a lot of things to do?
Dalston is, with all the regentrifications happening in the area, there's a lot of
wealth divide.
That's happening. Is classism now is actually coming back in, which is what's happening now. But a lot of people being pushed out, being forced out of Dalston because they want a new face for Dalston and stuff like that.
Have you seen cuts in the local area?
Loads. From when I was a kid, growing up in Hackney, there's been so many cuts. We had clubs and everything, something to do every day after school, and now nothing. You only see them on the estates, hanging around outside McDonald's. McDonald's is like for celebrities now.
Everybody likes change us for the good, you know what I mean? We don't mind that, but try to include the people that were here in the beginning. What are you doing with them? Why are you forcing them out? Why are you now raising the rent on them so you're actually forcing them out through their pockets? You might not say it directly, do you know what I mean?
It's atrocious, man. When you look at like how Dalston's being taken over, do you know what I mean? People can't afford anything. Everybody's getting angry, but the kids are the ones that are suffering.
Even with the youth centres, a lot of the youth centres are shut down. A lot of the young people's programs are shut down. So you got a lot of young kids that as an opportunity to have fun, for some of them, by running up and down with balaclavas and burning things down, is cool.
Violence is not the answer, but I am here to assure the parents and assure the community that I will stand by the parents in their fight for the truth.
Some people feel like the violence isn't justified, like burning of mattresses and throwing bins into the road is not justified. What do you feel about the protest? What's your thoughts?
Good luck on them. Like, they need to get justice.
There's a time for violence. I think, however, that when I looked at just people throwing, burning, it was the renter crowd. I think that defeats what perhaps the family generally want answers for. If you want to protest, go and attack the police station. Now let me see if you're really standing up for social justice. If you're attacking Foot Locker, if you're looting the local JD store, nah, brother, it's not for me.
And I quoted John F. Kennedy, "Those who make peaceful revolution impossible make violent revolution inevitable." Yeah. So what's going to happen with this system is if Edson's parents and Rashan's parents are not supported and justice is not seen by our youth, then what's going to happen is our youth are going to feel like, from we're going the peaceful way, there is no way. Did you know that there was no mainstream coverage on Edson's death until the youth rioted?
That was the only time they reported anything about what's happened when there's a riot. So, you know, if that's the only time they listen to us, well, we'll just keep hitting their pockets, and I hope there is a big riot one day.
Obviously, when anger boils up like that and nobody listens to you, and I think obviously after Grenfell, it's very much on the periphery of people's minds. So obviously it's not the best way of getting about it, but sometimes it's the only way if you're not being heard.
We understand your frustration, we understand your anger. Don't feel that the family doesn't feel that frustration and that anger too. What the family knows is taking it to the streets doesn't give you justice. Burning down your own homes, burning down your neighborhood is not going to give you justice. The state don't care if you burn down the hood. They don't care if you burn down where you live. Ask the people of Grenfell.
When, you constantly have young black men being killed in the hands of police, whether they've done something wrong or right, everybody deserves justice, everybody deserves to be brought for a judge and a jury. So when they don't get that opportunity, it's quite understandable that people are going to be angry and people are going to be calling for justice. But my biggest concern is that if every time we go out and we call for justice, it turns into violence, violence begets violence. Now, they always seem to listen to us when we go crazy. When we've had enough, that's when they start listening. But we can't let it be like that because it's tiring and it's expensive. When we go and smash up our own local community and we take away the shops that we need to go and buy our food, what is the point? So it becomes a perpetuating situation. I'm not justifying any kind of misbehaviour. I'm not justifying ill treatment. But the thing is, the system can't change if we're not on the inside. If I get stopped, you ain't going to just do what you feel like with me. And I'm not going to just get angry until you don't stop me. I'm going to tell you, why are you stopping me? Because I understand A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And even if you get away with it today, I'm going to go home and read the damn same book you think you're going to put on me. I'll put it back on you.
I don't think they started off with that intention.
It was peaceful protest.
Yeah, and no one ever does. But there's often provocation from the police side as well. So that's why, I mean, as long as people...
When you say that, it's almost like you're whispering. It's almost like it's naughty.
No, because it always...
Why is people so conforming?
This is an excellent point, an excellent question. I think because you can have such extremes from either end. So obviously you can have very peaceful and very violent, and even there's kind of no grey area with it. And if you condone it in any way, the kind of violence or rioting, then it's like you're a bad person. I don't think it is, because I think, like, obviously the riots we had 6 years ago now, ages ago, at the time that was really bad. But then the more I think about it, the more I'm like, well, yeah, kind of thing.
Anyway, you can probably hear the helicopter behind me because there was this massive circus. The police put on this massive parade. They came here with horses and dogs.
Do you think that young black men in Dalston feel like if you die at the hands of the police officer, there's still about a certain amount of suspicion about that person dying rather than them dying as innocent? They die as possibly suspicious.
In a sense, like, okay, look what happened with the Rash situation. Right.
So my initial reaction when I saw that was, okay, somebody has been doing something dodgy, they've been chased, they've been grabbed, and they've paid the price for it.
He got victimized straight away, right? So now you take away the sensitivity of what just happened, right? Oh no, he's a drug dealer, he tried to swallow drug, so then that justifies wrongdoing.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes. And because he's innocent until proven guilty. His black skin doesn't make him guilty by default. His black skin doesn't mean that he can be killed and strangled on camera.
Dehumanizing, so it's okay. Yeah? Where's the media campaign now? Where is the media campaign now?
Black people, so we don't get the sensitivity and the empathy that some people would get. Middle class people go to Portugal and lose their children, they get a lot of empathy. We have our children killed in front of video cameras in front of our faces. We get no empathy, we get no sympathy.
Britain is one of the biggest racist country going, right? They think with Britain, they hide behind your back. They say you're a lot of person in front of your face, and behind your back, them do like what they done to Caesar. They must stab you.
Afternoon. I'm going to open this statement by saying, if you're black, you're at a disadvantage in the criminal justice system. If you're black, you're already a suspect. If you're black and you're standing in the street corners and there's more than 2 or 3 of you, you're seen as gang related, or it's seen as a gang culture.
4 days ago, they stopped 3 black youths round the corner. They had a hoodie on, it was a rainy day. So it's only common sense for you to have a hoodie on a rainy day, to have it up, right? So the police, about 6 of them, stopped this young man. Oh, well, we've got CCTV cameras saying that one of them has got a knife on them. So if, for example, a young man had a knife, would he actually be, look at CCTV, I've got a knife on me? And so gave them reason to search them. I intervened, I calmed them down. Look, you don't have to give anything to the police. Once you're not under arrest, you don't have to tell them anything, you don't have to give them any information. It's not non-cooperation. As long as you cooperate with the search, you're good. You have to give them no information about yourself, it's your choice, right? So they got the search, there was no knife found. Can they go now, officer? No. We're waiting for the CCTV to tell us whether or not they stashed the knife somewhere. So these are what the young youths are facing nowadays. This happened the other day. Antagonizing situation. If he wasn't there, they would have not known how to deal with it. Should have got aggressive, it would have caused them to do other things. And then they would have probably got arrested for no apparent reason. So yeah, the young people do feel scared.
The police at the moment are acting in a way that it's going to divide the communities. It will be a us versus them thing. And when I say a us versus them thing, I mean they are acting like a gang. They are operating like a gang.
Do you feel like sometimes violence can be justified?
Yeah, I was hoping that the whole place would have kicked off. I was hoping that Stokey police station would have been burned down, because that's what, you know how many deaths there's been in. I've born and raised in Hackney, and there's been countless amount of deaths in Stoke Newington police station.
Shady Hackney policing predates Rashan's death. A number of people, mostly black, have died in questionable circumstances following contact with Hackney police, and many others have been assaulted. Michael Ferreira, Aseta Sims, Colin Roach, Vandana Patel, Shiji Lapite, Sarah Thomas and Kwame Sazu Rivudu all died in Stoke Newington police station itself. Wide-reaching police corruption and brutality in the Hackney area led to the formation of groups like the Hackney Community Defence Association, which investigated police injustice and provided mutual support for those targeted. A pivotal case was that of Colin Roach, whose suspicious death in Stoke Newington police station provoked mass organisations against the police. The police were widely believed to be lying about the circumstances of his death, saying he committed suicide despite being shot in the back of the head.
It was here at Stoke Newington police station that a black youth called Colin Roach was found shot dead 2 years ago. Today, many people still believe he was killed by the police, even though an inquest jury returned a verdict of suicide. But it was when that jury went on to criticise the way the police had handled the case, and more particularly the way they treated Colin Roach's parents, that only served to increase the mistrust.
My father arrived at the police station at about 12:30 that night. He was questioned for several hours before being told of Colin's death.
Heavy over-policing of demonstrations organised as a result of the case only served to increase tensions against the police. Many arrests were made, often on spurious grounds.
They are out in force, but we have to be clear as to why the police are out in force. We know why they are out in force. Let me tell you, every time we demonstrate, you know what they're doing? They're demonstrating as well.
Today, the work to fight racialised police violence in the UK is carried on by groups like the United Families and Friends campaign, Jengba, El Capsfer, BLM UK, Stopwatch, Why Stop, New and Monitoring Project and many others, many of whom have pointed out that police violence is not only a problem in the US.
The United Family and Friends campaign, which is UFFC, is a non-profit organisation supporting a coalition of families whose loved ones have suffered severe injury or death as a result of excessive force or neglect by state officials charged within their care in suspicious and controversial circumstances.
It took us, and it's still taking us, 9 years in trying to seek this bullshit thing called justice.
Bobby wasn't delusional, he was in fear for his life, and he was in a vulnerable situation.
No. This is London, and we all sat in that inquest for 3 months listening to lie after lie after lie.
Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
So you don't believe there's pure, true equality in the UK?
There's never no true equality in the UK for black people. I believe like the guys that should like what the IRA is to treat these people, right? Put a bazooka through the police station, you know, because it ain't stopping. This has been going on against black people for years and years and years. And every time we kill one away, they fling away under the carpet and leave us there, right? And you know, you're nothing about it and keep us wrapped up in legal crap for years. And I feel that is wrong. You know what I mean? You kill a person, charge him with murder, police on the police, and make him go do it. Because if we kill a white man, we go to jail. So that the same thing should happen.
There has never been a single conviction of an officer for manslaughter for a death in police custody, and only a few for misconduct. The proportion of restraint-related deaths in custody is over 2 times greater for black and minority ethnic people than for white people, according to the best available data.
If you find that there's been a succession of people injured or harmed or killed and there's no responsibility or accountability, fine, burn it. If you're burning it because you're just burning it,
I think people were angry because the police officer that killed Rashan Charles wasn't suspended.
I think. Well, I'm not. You've let me know that. I would say that that's fine if they, whatever process they go through, there's going to be some investigation.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
You think I just MI5 and James Bond and police and soldier over North Island one? When it come to black people, Winston, some police in England got license for kill. Well, nothing Christine said surprised me still. But hear me now. What you mean, Christine? And who tell you that? I must be one idiot. You can't prove that. And who tell me if you go say that? Christine kissed her teeth, then she cut me with her eye, and she said, you want proof? You can't ask Clinton McCurbin about him asphyxiation, and you can't ask Joy Gardner about her suffocation. You can't ask Colin Roach if him really shoot himself, and you can't ask Vincent Graham if him stab himself. But you can ask the commissioner about the license to kill. Ask Sir Paul Condon about the license to kill. You can't ask the Douglas them about the new style baton, and you can't ask Tony Hassan about him death by neglect. You can't ask Marion Downs if him have any regret. And you can't ask El Gamal about the mystery of him dead. But you can ask Dame Barbara about the license to kill. Ask the DPP about the license to kill. You can't ask Ibriama about the CS gas attack. And you can't ask Mrs. Jarrett how she get her heart attack. You can't ask Oliver Price about the grip round him neck. And you can't ask Steve Boyce about him dead by neglect. But you can ask the PCA about the license to kill. Ask the ACPO about the license to kill. You can ask Maggie Thatcher about the license to kill. And you can ask John Major about the license to kill.